I've got a lady out in the car park giving birth.
Every minute.
Let the fun begin.
Of every day, a baby is born in Britain.
All right, lovely. Who's that?
Someone's starting to choir, looks like.
For expectant parents,
Room 2, run.
it's an experience like no other.
I don't want to do it.
Alright, well, we'll just cancel it, shall we? This was your idea.
No, this was your idea. My idea was a dog.
I'm going to punch you in a minute. Get off me.
Just going to get your baby out for you now, okay?
Come on, big push then.
Keep going. Don't you dare lose it.
Am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
You share with women such an amazing journey. You take them from being a woman to being a mother, and I think that's the biggest leap any lady can take.
Look at her, she's beautiful.
Welcome to Bristol, the busiest maternity unit in the West Country.
She's beautiful.
Where new lives begin and others change forever.
I think I'm going through that again. Whoa.
This week, 10 years since her last baby, and she's in no mood to hang around.
My labours are quick. 2 pushes, baby, out, cup of tea, lovely.
Giving birth is a busman's holiday for these two nurses.
I do this to people all the time. It's karma. It's my turn now.
And childbirth is not the only worry for this mum-to-be.
And you're normally well and healthy?
Kind of.
Got
anorexia and bulimia.
Oh, girls, on a day. You've done brilliantly.
I still don't know where babies come from. It's terrible.
You could try a bath if you fancied it. You also need to be mobile if you can, but at this early stage I would rest because you want to gather your energy for when it really starts. Have you got your bag packed for when? Good. Hopefully I'll get to meet you. Take care, darling. Bye.
That's your new BFF now, Kaz, is it?
Nice.
I like her. Yeah, did you get a phone number? Meet her for coffee next week.
A lot of women think that their due date is the day they're going to have their baby. To go overdue, it's almost like, you know, a little kid getting to Christmas morning, running downstairs, and then finding there's no presents.
So when was your due date then?
Wednesday.
One I like.
See the size of my ankles and my veins on my right leg. They're
really?
they're terrible.
The last few weeks of any pregnancy are the most uncomfortable. The sleepless nights, you've got a baby pressing down in your bladder, kicking you in the ribs all the time. A lot of women have swollen ankles. They've had enough. They want it out.
A friend of mine, she had her baby 2 weeks early, and I said, how did you manage to do it? Because that was her number 4. Was it? She sat in the bath and express. I thought, right, I've been doing everything, it's not working. Curry, expressing, walking, bicycle. I can't walk very far because it makes me feel really, really lightheaded and horrible.
And what is it you've got already?
I've got a nearly 19-year-old son.
Have you? Why do you don't look anywhere near older? I have a 19-year-old
16-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old daughter, and then I've got his 2.
Yeah,
with us as well.
We first met at where I worked in a catering unit, and you worked in the unit next door, didn't you?
I was doing recycling.
And he used to come in and have cups of tea.
Bend your knees, keep your feet together,
And flop.
and relax. Done this before.
He used to come in stinking of recycling and filthy. Don't know what I saw in him, but it was his cheeky mannerism, cute smile, big blue eyes. Yeah, it's just he was a friendly person.
Is it just today the movements have been a bit reduced?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and normally if I'm in the bath, she'll have a right wriggle, but no, not today.
Okay. The head feels quite nice and low down there. Anyway, that's really good. So if we get you kind of up and walking around now, hun, okay?
Yeah.
And then I'll probably examine you if that's all right.
Yeah,
and see what's going on.
Okay.
Cool.
It was nice. I sort of, butterflies when he used to come in the unit, but I knew that he was in a relationship, so I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere at that time.
And I'd just come out of a relationship that wasn't fantastic, and my main goal was to sort myself out and make sure my children were happy.
And the moment I first set eyes on Tracy, I did like her. She used to make me smile and laugh. She's always quite bubbly. But obviously I was with someone at the time, so it was just a mutual friendship at the time.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Money, can we put money in? Donations? Lovely. Thank you.
Might be long night. It might not. What did he say? The way to a man's heart is food. She used to make me breakfast, but I suppose I got a little bit of extra attention. It was the extras, like, do you want an extra sausage with it? No, Ireland, but I didn't get charged for it.
So much fish.
Some big fishes.
When we got together finally, it was about 4 years down the line after his relationship had failed and stuff. He moved house in the October, and then we spent our first Christmas together. You know, it was lovely. We had all our children together. He proposed Christmas Day. Got married in October. Fell pregnant this February. So everything's happened really, really quick.
We have a lot of women doing circuits, trying to get into labour, and you see them wandering up and down the corridors for hours on end, and it's kind of like the lost souls of delivery suite. They come in all excited because their contractions have started, and then they're examined, and then the midwife comes out and goes, writes up on the board, 1 centimetre, contracting 1 in 10, and you think, oh, poor love. And they just have to wait. And they're in limbo.
Oh no. Have you walked enough yet? Right, it's making them closer. Excellent. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Keep my fingers crossed. Thank you.
Bev has said apparently Tenor Lady is a step up on a catheter.
A what?
On a catheter.
Tenor Lady.
Yeah. It's
What's
preferable.
That?
You don't know what a Tenor Lady is? Oh my God, Tim. You've been living under a rock. Tenor Lady is like a sanitary towel, but for stress incontinence.
Oh, yeah, no, oh, right. These are incontinence pads, then?
Yes! Oh my God.
I thought they were menstrual
No,
things.
I said stress incontinence.
You say that, but you didn't stress incontinence. So I didn't pick up on it.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, thank you. I'm here all night.
Hiya, good morning. Nicola Rolfe, I've got a cesarean booked for today. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Thank you for sticking up here. All right, do you want to go through the double doors? Then left, and left. Okay, all right, thank you. The moment I step into the hospital, my plan is I will be patient, I will be mum giving birth, I'm not a nurse. But then they say, what do you do for a living? I'm a nurse, and then it's back, it's there again, and it's not very easy to switch off.
You got much time off work now?
Yeah, I got a month off, 2 weeks of paternity, 2 weeks of annual leave.
What do you do?
I'm a nurse, psychiatric nurse, yeah, I'll be based literally across the way.
And what do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, you're both nurses? Yeah. So how much time are you going to take off?
I'm off till October.
One of the perks, the actual perks of working for the NHS, isn't it?
There's not many perks.
No.
There's not, no, but the mat leave's pretty good. You've got to give them an excellent. When we met, we were healthcare assistants, and I worked in this nursing home, and I went into work and they said, you were on your own until about 45 minutes ago, and an agency nurse rang up and said he could cover, and they were like, but it's a man, and you're going to be on your own all night, and I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then I saw them and I went, yeah, we'll be fine. Be absolutely fine, just go.
You can roll your trousers down, I'll just put the stockings there, all right?
Okay, lovely. So you seem like my most attractive dear, isn't it?
I can remember her looking kind of cute and young.
We had to work together, so we were chatting with the patients, so I got to see his caring side and sides you don't often get to see about people. We just really hit it off. How big do you reckon you'll be then?
I'm going to say 6'5".
You say 6'5", yeah?
Yeah.
I reckon he's going to be nearer 7.
£1,000, yeah?
Yeah, why not? Make it interesting.
Yeah. And the car.
And the car. He proposed on top of the Empire State Building at Christmas. He knelt down, I thought, oh, I'm in his shoes. And he was chatting, and I thought, oh, he's been a long time. So I looked down, and he's there holding this ring, and I had no idea. I just thought, oh, yeah, his shoes. And I only looked down because he'd been a while, and I could hear him talking, but I couldn't, because it was windy, I couldn't hear what he was sort of saying. And I looked round, and yeah, and he was down on one knee with the ring.
Hi, is it Nicola? Hello. Hi, I don't know if you remember me from last time, you probably don't.
Oh, you cesarean last time? Oh, did you? Oh, yes, I do remember you. I remember you now. You had your hair down then?
Yeah, I've just tied it up because it was
yes, I do
flying
remember.
everywhere. How are you?
All right.
Slightly less dramatic circumstances this time.
Yes, thankfully, yes. Not so dramatic.
So last time we were inducing, you were overdue, weren't you? And we were inducing you, and then your placenta decided to come away. And
When I had my daughter, I knew something was wrong.
as a nurse, I knew what certain things should be.
Do we know if it's a girl or a boy?
As a boy. She was 2 weeks late, so they broke my water. Unfortunately, her heart rate started to vary a bit, and the pain, I hadn't given birth before, but it wasn't the pain I was expecting to have. It felt completely different, and I started to bleed, and I was bleeding and things, and it all just turned into a big emergency.
Right, so caesarean number 2. So I've looked through the notes, and last time caesarean itself was actually uncomplicated, and you recovered well from that.
Although I'd love a natural delivery, I had a placental abruption with my daughter, so that resulted in an emergency caesarean, and they said it may well happen again, and I can't get past my due date.
Right, so we've got 5 caesareans today.
Right, yep.
So we're going to try and get as many done as we can this morning.
Okay.
Maybe that is this afternoon, but we'll try.
Okay, I'll
see you shortly.
Okay. Thank you. Right, buddy, we're 5th on the list. You have time to come out on your own.
When I got married the first time, I was young. Unfortunately, 18 months later, we were divorced. It just wasn't meant to be. And because I'd already seen the horrid road of marriage, I thought, I'm not doing this again. It's far easier just to be me. But Barry obviously changed that. You know, we've both had crap starts. And now that we're, you know, in our 30s, I think my life is dishing us the good card. And, you know, that's the reason why it's gone so smoothly. He's got 2 boys, I've got 3 children. So this will be the 8th member of our family.
Yeah. Thank you. Wake him up to even better, can't you, darling? Thank you. Thank you ever so much.
Burr? We love her.
Stick the butter in between the slices.
Yeah, but I wanted to spread it.
No, what about the ones that are in the packet? Stick them inside.
They're not that hot, to be honest. I didn't always want a big family. I wanted to have 1 boy, 1 girl. That was it. I'm glad now, actually, that I've got a big family. And, like, dinner times, we always sit around a table. Everybody comes down, nobody starts eating until everyone's sat at the table. Got an idea? That was a lot better.
Not just a pretty face.
No, you want chef. Should be a common trick for you. See, this is like mine and Tracy's baby together, so yeah, it's like, I keep calling it our joint venture. It's a bit of a funny way of putting it, but it is looking a little adventure, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
It's 10 years ago since I last had my last child, so having this one now, being 10 years older, nearly 40, it's, you know, it's quite scary, it's quite daunting.
That's a low there.
It's so tender up there.
Is it?
Yeah.
My labours are quick. When my waters break, it's usually 2 pushes, 3 pushes, baby out, cup of tea, lovely. I'm hoping that happens this time. I've just got this horrible suspicion it's just not going to go my way.
Far too happy in there, you see?
Yeah.
Oh. You alright, huh?
Oh, battered. Shouldn't even started yet. Oh. Hello.
Hello.
And you're water monitor already. Fabulous. What's your name? Laura. And I'm Bridget, so I'm the midwife that spoke to you earlier on. He said come in. That's looking good.
Before I became a midwife, I was working in pubs and schools. And I also worked in a telephone exchange. All of it is communicating with people. I am a people watcher. And with the people that I look after, and when they come through the doors and when I know nothing about them at all, it's always at the back of my head. I wonder what your story is.
Right. So this is your 3rd baby?
Yeah.
And you're normally well and happy and healthy and doing all that kind of stuff?
Kind of.
Kind of?
I've got anorexia and bulimia, so sort of. But it's not too bad. I've been...
Manage it?
Yeah.
Okay. And who do you have contact with to help you manage that?
I've got a dietitian.
Yeah.
And a doctor.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly when it first started, but probably around about the age of 12, 13. I was in secondary school at the time. A silly comment, someone said to me that if you carry on eating like that, you're going to get fat. And at the time I panicked and thought, perhaps, maybe I should cut out the chocolate bars and stuff. It was just a little bit of a diet, but it got worse and worse to where I was only eating maybe a biscuit a day or just an apple. I think I was probably just quite a sensitive person anyway, so I was prone to get it, I guess.
You just stagger over here a little bit, tidy that bed up for you. Have you just had one?
Yeah. Don't have periods when you're underweight, and I was told when I was about 19 that it was probably unlikely that I would have children because the damage I would have done through the eating disorder that I have. So it was quite a surprise when our first came along.
Your scans have all been normal, haven't they?
Yeah, I had they did growth scans because they thought she was a bit small because she was measuring, like the belly was measuring small. The third one she was back up again.
Oh, okay.
I struggled a lot this pregnancy to get a hold on the eating disorder and sort of kick it into touch, whereas with my last two I'd managed to be able to eat healthily and I think I feel a lot of guilt because I wanted to give the baby the best.
Sure, there's not an awful lot of you, is there? You're only not a very tall girl.
In the beginning, I didn't understand what anorexia was. I had no idea. It took me a long time to get into my head. But nowadays, because we talk a lot about it, I've been to some of her counselling sessions and I understand a lot more about the support that she needs.
Touching your baby's head, but it is only 2 to 3 centimetres.
Very good. I knew she was going to be stubborn.
I think somebody once said that midwifery is the art of masterly inactivity, because you do spend a lot of time watching. That's how you get to know them, really. And I like the fact that they might be thinking that, yes, that they felt safe with me, that they felt that they knew what was going on, and that they would be happy that I was the one looking after them. Because you've had a caesarean section before, as you obviously already know, there's more chance that you'll end up having one again. So I'm not having any sections tonight. I'm just not doing it. I've told them I'm not having any caesarean sections tonight. So what I want you to do now is to go around, have people around, get some fresh air and a cup of tea or whatever, get yourself into cracking labour so that you can have a baby with me by 6:30 in the morning. Because that way then I'll have enough time to sort you out, sort your baby out, get the paperwork done before I go home. Not too much pressure.
So we could go out clubbing to get the baby moving.
Is there anything you think could be improved in theatres, or is there anything that you'd like to see in theatres that we haven't got at the moment?
Hammock.
Like a hammock.
A hammock.
I was thinking more...
For those really depressingly long third-degree tears. Hot tub?
I was thinking more along the lines of improvement, patient safety, efficiency, infection control.
Yeah, hot tub.
Hot tub, right.
I'm scared now.
For most people, coming to theatre doesn't factor into their thinking at all. Birth plans are normally, I'm not going to have an epidural, I'm just going to do everything kind of naturally. Some people are really, really disappointed and they feel like they've failed. And we have to kind of explain to them, actually, you haven't done anything wrong. It's not your fault that your baby's got stuck, or it's facing the wrong way, or it's been skipping in its cord and there's a big knot in it, and the baby's distressed. There's nothing they could have done.
Okay.
I'm going to be helping Dr. Calder.
Hiya.
Just to confuse you, we'll both have them.
Right, okay. Well, at least I'll remember it.
I will put the bed up in a minute, okay?
My perfect scenario is just natural labour. I know people who have had them probably think I'm mad, but there is that process of being handed your baby when it's born. With my daughter, we didn't have any of that. And, you're not sure what's happening, whether it's okay. I didn't even know whether it was a boy or a girl for a few minutes. I couldn't be the mum I wanted to be as soon as I had her. I find that really hard, so ideally I don't want it again.
Do we know, boy or girl?
Boy.
Then boy, yeah. But do we have a name?
Benjamin.
Do we have a backup name in case...
Georgina.
I'm really sorry.
It's karma. I do this to people all the time. It's karma. It's my turn now.
Are you medical?
Yeah, I'm a nurse.
Oh, you're doing very well at being on the other side.
Oh, I don't know, on the other side. I'm not
It's not easy.
You can have too much knowledge and make things out and think things are actually probably worse than what they are because you know what could be.
And I think lots of people sort of say that nurses make the worst patients, and they're probably right.
Probably right.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think they're probably right. We're not very good patients. Try not to cry right now. Try not to cry right now. I'm so scared.
Just lift your arms for me. And then if you copy me, just sit it really straight. And relax your shoulders.
From a patient perspective, we can all seem like clones at some point because, we're all in scrubs, we're all in theatre hats, and everybody does look the same. But I have my kind of own banter that I speak to the patients.
Slump. Chin down onto your chest. And then just curl towards me slightly and keep those shoulders relaxed. That's it. And squeeze my hand if you want.
Okay.
Nobody's broken my fingers yet, alright?
Alright, okay.
Challenge for you.
I'm sure my colleagues get really bored because I use the same bad jokes over and over again. But it makes the patients laugh. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm there to do, is to relax them.
Just a bit scared.
What specifically are you scared about? Apart from everything.
Yeah. Just having the cesarean again, I think.
Did you have a spinal last time or an epidural?
Spinal was an emergency last time, so they gave me a spinal.
A little bit more local going in.
Sorry.
Bit stingy, sorry, no, it is a bit stingy.
For me, the person I'm going to trust the most and want the most and need the most is going to be Tim. Tim has a wickedly cool, calm exterior that if you don't know him, you'd think that's how he is all the time. But knowing him, I know there's other things going on underneath it, but it helps that he can hide that for me.
Ready? Excited?
I'm feeling a little bit less scared now.
Good. What I'm going to do is just paint your tummy, beautiful colour of pink.
Okay.
This is the same stuff that went on your back.
Oh, right.
But this time it doesn't feel cold.
No.
Speed comes out. You want to slow the screen to
Yeah,
you?
please.
Brilliant.
I think the first time we see our son, I'll probably cry like a big wuss, but it's kind of, it's an emotional set of circumstances, and I think it's so important to kind of have that first little bit of contact and introduce myself as his dad.
Right, ready for this baby then?
Yeah.
I'm very ready for this baby. This time, when the baby's born, I desperately want that he's out, just hand him to me skin to skin, new baby, just holding him for the first time, be the first contact he really has. I absolutely can't wait to meet him.
Don't get you for lots of movement and rubbing in your tummy, yeah?
Lots of pulling going on there.
Lots of pulling and tugging.
Pressure on your tummy. Oh, he's having a really long cry. Oh, and a wee. Right, you got your fries. Close in. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
In a minute.
Let's go with your mum.
You're okay, Ben. You got mummy now.
Ben.
Oh, he's lush. Can you believe he's here? And just so you know, no girl is ever going to be good enough for you, okay?
It's always a joy to see people with their new baby. Once the baby's in their arms, they forget everything. It doesn't matter if you've seen 100 or 100,000 births. Everyone is different. Everyone is special.
Right then. Okay, let's show on the road. Yeah, please do.
So,
So I've had a quick look at your birth plan.
Yeah, that's the pot. When we moved in together, we brought the two families into one family, which was it was interesting to start with because obviously my boys are used to being on their own, used to doing their own thing.
So how many kids have you got living with you? 5, blimey. So is this your first baby together then? Oh. What do the other children think about this baby then? Happy. They're happy, are they? Yeah. You've already got a babysitter, haven't you?
They are like all siblings. They've learnt to adapt with one another. I love family life. I could never imagine my life without kids.
Quite an active baby in there.
She hiccups all the time, 3-4 times a day, and they last for ages, and my whole belly jumps.
Having this baby is important to us. It's, you know, it does make us a whole family. You know, instead of just having step brothers and step sisters, they will be joined together with their own sister, and I just think it'll make our whole family a unit.
What number's strong?
It doesn't show the strength on that. It's when you're going, then it's strong. Your baby's so happy, she's not coming out.
She bloody is.
Okay.
Might not be as quick as we think, eh?
No, well, good things are worth waiting for.
I went into town on Saturday night for the first time in years. My God.
Well, your age?
I'll have you know that I'm quite sprightly. Stupid cow.
I can't think of anything worse.
I went to bed about 5:30.
What?
It's on my knees and my hips killing me.
Why would you do that?
Dancing. My kids think it's hilarious.
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
If I got in at 5:30, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed for a fortnight.
God. I suppose they ought to get up, haven't they? None of this resting and letting them lie. Get this show on.
Yeah, you've got like 5 hours.
Okay.
If you want me here for the birth. I've got to get back, get the kids to school. Come on, Kate.
Wiggling little beast.
Come on, Kate. All the way down. Come on, we're ready. We're ready, waiting.
We met about 9 years ago. I'd gone on a night out with my friend and we were dancing on the dance floor and I spotted this guy. So I went over to him and asked if he'd like to dance. And we had a dance. And then we swapped numbers. It wasn't until a week later that he contacted me and asked if he could come round and see me. And I said, no, I'm babysitting. And then he said, oh, I'll babysit with you. And I thought, oh, he just wants to spend some time with me. And then he came round and from then on, it's just been together, haven't we?
Yeah, I just never left.
Yeah.
Bridget, is it right to go for the walk now, or has she got to see the doctor first?
No, that's fine. Go and wander, make a cup of tea, stop every now and again and huff and puff through those contractions, and next time I see you, you better be in labour.
Is that a threat?
That's the way that.
Do you know, this bumper's got so big I can't even fit it this round it very much.
Laura's always been self-conscious about her body. The pregnancy is a real difficult issue for her, like growing her belly. That's complete opposite of what the anorexics trying to achieve.
Here's a little baby crying.
A cup of tea, please, babe.
I try to tell her she's beautiful, she's a good size, but I don't think anything I can say or do actually changes the way she feels.
Yeah. Okay.
2 to 3 centimetres now. She's 2 to 3 centimetres and staying in.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Where's your lovely boys? They're at home, fast asleep, bless them.
Yeah, got mum looking after them.
I mean, the next 2 more nights after this, so hopefully she comes out soon.
Hopefully. Bye.
Dell's been amazing with my eating disorder. I've never hidden it from him, and I think that's the most important thing in trying to fight it.
Open your mouth.
Why?
Help you breathe.
If I couldn't talk to him, I don't think I would ever be able to tackle it. It's not nice to sort of see someone you love starving themselves, really. He doesn't pressure me with it or judge me over it. He's just supportive. Yeah, he's brilliant with it. So.
Yeah, that's it.
Thinking you're like super midwife dolls.
It worked, didn't it?
Right, so I'm coming back. How's it going? You looking more painful, Dan?
Huh?
You looking more painful?
I think so,
Yeah.
Definitely hurting my fingers now.
I'm showing the pain.
Yeah, that's it. I watched a documentary once, and it was some remote tribe in some remote part of the world, and when the women are in labour, they've got a bit of rope tied in a very sensitive place, shall we say, on the guy. Whenever she has a contraction, she pulls the rope. Now that's sharing the pain.
Lucky.
Sorry, darling. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So you're only about 3 centimetres at the moment.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but very thin, very thin. That's it, nice slow breath, so.
That's the strongest one yet.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Just want to meet you now, hurry up.
Hello, delivery suite, how can I help? Yeah.
I don't like seeing you in pain. Oh, nice.
My first 3 children, I've done virtually on my own anyway, so to actually do this with somebody and share it 24/7 and stuff, it will be so much easier, so much nicer.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah.
Okay. Should I just go ahead with it? Yeah. All right. Sharp scratch. Try not to move. Well done. Okay, that should take the edge off, shouldn't it? Okay.
The first cuddle with the baby is going to be amazing. I just can't wait. I love looking at their faces, little hands, little feet. I love all that. It's brilliant. Really, really special.
Go on, give me a little push down. I can see it. I can see you pushing. That's it, sweetheart. Go on then. Go on then. Big push down. Good girl. That's it. There you go. Lovely. Lovely. Nice. Well done.
When you're in that labour room, you know the end is near and you're going to have that baby at the end of it. It's quite an exciting buzz.
Okay, get ready. Big push down in your bottom for me now. Big push down. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Nice. That's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's it. Good girl. That's it. Good girl. Nice and slow, Tracy. That's it. Good girl. That's it. Fabulous. The head's just sat there now. You can feel it all stinging and burning. That's it. Good girl. That's it. That's it. That's it. Nice and slow. Good girl. Go on. And another little push. Good girl. That's it. Lovely. 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 And just pant for me. Just pant. Okay. Tiny little push then. That's it. That's it. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Well done. And pant for me, pant. Pant. Just pant it out. Just pant it out, Tracy. That's it. Good girl. All right. Heads up, sweetie. Keep pushing our baby out. Oh, here we go. There you go. Well done. There you go. Let's give a
bringing a child into the world, having your input into that child, seeing them grow up from being a little one right up till when they leave home, everything that goes into being a dad, teaching children, learning their ABCs, maths, but no, just the little things that make the difference in a child's life. Excuse me? What's that? Hello? She's Dutch. So she is. Sucking your fingers, we ain't having none of that.
When we bring this baby home, it will be busy. It won't be spoiled. It will definitely be given an easier ride, I think.
Yeah.
long, deep breath. So it feels like your lungs are going to explode.
You can see things in a delivery room. It is obvious sometimes when somebody is devoted to somebody else. When you witness that sort of love between them, it is very special.
All right, sweetheart, try not to panic. You're on the last bit now, my lovely.
Being pregnant really helped me sort of kick the eating disorder a bit, because the eating disorder was always only ever about hurting myself and never about hurting anyone else. And the idea that I had this little person inside of me and it could damage it somehow was just awful to think.
Nice big deep breaths. Go and relax. Try and relax. I know it's harder than
I don't know what I'd be doing if I didn't have Dylan and the kids. I was probably ill. Probably very ill, if here at all, I think.
I can see something. I think the waters might have gone.
There you go. Almost fully dilated. Brilliant. That's it. Just breathe and give us little pushes. That's it. That is amazing. Go on, sweetheart. You can give me a little push. That's it. Okay, it's not going to be there for much longer, that pain. It's because your baby's head is right there. Laura, are you listening? Laura, listen. Just breathe. Okay, now give me a little push. Don't close your legs because your baby's head is there.
She's got a lot of hair.
That's it, darling. I want your knees right up like that to give baby's head a lot of room. That's it. Good girl. Now with the next contraction, we should have your baby. Go on then, give me a big push. And there's your baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Congratulations. Just give her a face a little rub there. Let's have a look and see. Let her go. Baby. I did it. I did it. Of course you did it. We didn't doubt for a minute that you were going to do it.
She got your eyes. Yeah. Ain't gorgeous.
There's nothing that can compare to it. It just takes your breath away. My little princess. And she looks at you and it's like your heart melts.
It's beautiful as your mum, isn't it?
Hello, Missy.
I often go home thankful that I've met who I've met in that shift. And it's lovely to get to know different people, and I always like that, and I often wonder what's going to happen next. You know, where will they go from here?
Gosh, you've got lots of good things going on, haven't you?
Family to me means a lot. They're my focus. That's what keeps me going. Becoming a mum has helped me get over my eating disorder. Although I'm not over it yet and I'm still recovering, I've been able to get it to a stage to sort of manage it.
Hello, dear.
I'm happier. I've got 3 beautiful children and they mean the world to me, and so does Delroy. It's filling an empty hole that was in there. Having Katie is our new start.
Like the little ribbon on that you get on top of the Christmas presents and just holds it all together.
Go on then, boys.
It's the best feeling in the world.
What's silly out here?
Next time.
They're coming in thick and fast and know where to put them.
I'm going to have to close. Don't touch. Nope. This is our first baby.
I am a bit like a child catcher out of Titty Titty Bang Bang. I'm joking. Whereas every time I pick up a baby, it starts crying.
My father hath been slain in battle, and all my kinsfolk.
Bringing a child into the world, which is so corrupt, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a challenge.
Never said a swear word in my life, not even in labour.
To find out what happened next for some of our mums, visit channel4.com/oneborn for exclusive follow-up videos.
Child Genius is on Sunday at 9, or you can catch up on all the previous episodes now on 4OD. Next tonight, Martin's getting down on one knee. It's a totally perfect impersonation of a proposing man in The Mimic.
I've got a lady out in the car park giving birth.
Every minute
Let the fun begin.
of every day, a baby is born in Britain.
All right, lovely.
Who's that? Someone's starting to choir, I think.
For expectant parents,
Room 2, run.
it's an experience like no other.
I don't want to do it.
Alright, well, we'll just cancel it, shall we? This was your idea.
No, this was your idea. My idea was a dog.
I'm going to punch you in a minute, get off me.
Just going to get your baby out for you now, okay?
Come on, big push then. Keep going, don't lose it.
Am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah. You share with women such an amazing journey. You take them from being a woman to being a mother, and I think that's the biggest leap any lady can take.
Look at her, she's beautiful.
Welcome to Bristol, the busiest maternity unit in the West Country, where new lives begin and others change forever.
I think I'm going through that again. Oh.
This week, 10 years since her last baby, and she's in no mood to hang around.
My labours are quick. 2 pushes, baby, out, cup of tea, lovely.
Giving birth is a busman's holiday for these two nurses,
I do this to people all the time. It's karma. It's my turn now.
and childbirth is not the only worry for this mum-to-be.
And you're normally well and healthy?
Kind of.
Got anorexia and bulimia.
Oh, girls, on a day. You've done brilliantly.
I still don't know where babies come from. It's terrible.
You could try a bath if you fancied it. You also need to be mobile if you can, but at this early stage I would rest because you want to gather your energy for when it really starts. Have you got your bag packed for when? Good. Hopefully I'll get to meet you. Take care, darling. Bye.
That's your new BFF now, Kat, is it?
Nice. I like her.
Yeah, did you get a phone number and meet her for coffee next week?
A lot of women think that their due date is the day they're going to have their baby. To go overdue, it's almost like, you know, a little kid getting to Christmas morning, running downstairs, and then finding there's no presents.
So when was your due date then?
Wednesday.
108.
See the size of my ankles and my veins on my right leg. They're
really?
They're terrible.
The last few weeks of any pregnancy are the most uncomfortable. The sleepless nights, you've got a baby pressing down in your bladder, kicking you in the ribs all the time. A lot of women have swollen ankles. They've had enough. They want it out.
A friend of mine, she had her baby 2 weeks early, and I said, how did you manage to do it? Because that was her number 4. Was it? She sat in the bath and express. I thought, right, I've been doing everything, it's not working. Curry, expressing, walking, bouncy ball. I can't walk very far because it makes me feel really, really lightheaded and horrible.
And what is it you've got already?
I've got a nearly 19-year-old son.
Have you? Why do you don't look anywhere near old enough to have a 19-year-old
16-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old daughter, and then got his 2.
Yeah,
nice. As well.
We first met at where I worked in a catering unit, and you worked in the unit next door, didn't you?
I was doing recycling.
And he used to come in and have cups of tea.
Bend your knees, keep your feet together.
And flop.
And let your knees go.
Done this before.
He used to come in stinking of recycling and filthy. Don't know what I saw in him, but it was his cheeky mannerism, cute smile, big blue eyes. Yeah, it's just, he was a friendly person.
Is it just today the movements have been a bit reduced?
Yeah. Normally if I'm in the bath, she'll have a right wriggle, but no, not today.
Okay.
lovely. The head feels quite nice and low down there. Anyway, that's really good. So if we get you kind of up and walking around now, hun, okay? Yeah. And then I'll probably examine you if that's all right. Yeah, and see what's going on. Okay, cool.
It was nice. I sort of, butterflies when he used to come in the unit, but I knew that he was in a relationship, so I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere at that time.
And I'd just come out of a relationship that wasn't fantastic, and my main goal was to sort myself out and make sure my children were happy.
And the moment I first set eyes on Tracy, I did like her. She used to make me smile and laugh. She's always quite bubbly. But obviously I was with someone at the time, so it was just a mutual friendship at the time.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Money, can we put money in? Donations? Lovely. Thank you.
Might be long then. It might not. What do they say? The way to a man's heart is food. She used to make me breakfast, but I suppose I got a little bit of extra attention. It was the extras, like, do you want an extra sausage with it? Yeah, all right then, but I didn't get charged for it.
Huge fish, some big fishes.
When we got together finally, it was about 4 years down the line after his relationship had failed and stuff. He moved house in the October, and then we spent our first Christmas together. It was lovely. We had all our children together. He proposed Christmas Day, got married in October, fell pregnant this February. So everything's happened really, really quick.
We have a lot of women doing circuits, trying to get into labour, and you see them wandering up and down the corridors for hours on end, and it's kind of like the lost souls of delivery suite. They come in all excited because their contractions have started, and then they're examined, and then the midwife comes out and goes, writes up on the board, 1 centimetre, contracting 1 in 10, and you think, oh, poor love. And they just have to wait, and they're in limbo.
Oh no. Have you walked enough yet?
What, it's making them closer?
Excellent. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bev has said apparently Tenor Lady is a step up on a catheter.
A what?
On a catheter.
Tenor Lady.
It's
What's
preferable.
that?
You don't know what a Tenor Lady is? Oh my God, Tim. You've been living under a rock. Tenor Lady is like a sanitary towel, but for stress incontinence.
Oh, yeah, no, oh, right. These are incontinence pads, then?
Yes! Oh my God.
I thought they were menstrual
No,
things.
I said stress incontinence.
You say that, but you didn't stress incontinence. So I didn't pick up on it.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, thank you. I'm here all night.
Hiya, good morning. Nicola Rolfe, I've got a caesarean booked for today. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Thank you for sticking up here.
Thanks for that.
Do you want to go through the double doors? Turn left, left, and left. Okay, alright, thank you.
The moment I step into the hospital, my plan is I will be patient, I will be mum giving birth, I'm not nurse. But then they say, what do you do for a living? I'm a nurse, and then it's back, it's there again, and it's not very easy to switch off.
You got much time off work now?
Yeah, I got a month off, 2 weeks of paternity, 2 weeks of annual leave.
What do you do?
I'm a nurse, psychiatric nurse, yeah, I'll be placed literally across the way.
And what do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, you're both nurses?
Yeah.
So how much time are you going to take off?
I'm off till October.
One of the perks, the actual perks of working for the NHS, isn't it?
There's not many perks.
There's not, no, but the mat leave's pretty good, you've got to give them that. When we met, we were healthcare assistants, and I worked in this nursing home, and I went into work and they said, you were on your own until about 45 minutes ago, and an agency nurse rang up and said he could cover, and they were like, but it's a man, and you're going to be on your own all night, and I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then I saw him and I went, yeah, we'll be fine. Be absolutely fine, just go.
You can roll your trousers down, I'll just put the stockings there, alright?
Okay, lovely. So you seem like my most attractive dear, isn't it?
I can remember her looking kind of cute and young.
We had to work together, so we were chatting with the patients, so I got to see his caring side and sides you don't often get to see about people. We just really hit it off. How big do you reckon you'll be then?
I'm going to say 6'5".
You say 6'5", yeah? I reckon he's going to be nearer 7.
£1,000, yeah?
Yeah, why not? Make it interesting.
Yeah. And the car.
And the car. He proposed on top of the Empire State Building at Christmas. He knelt down. I thought, oh, I'm in his shoes. and he was chatting, and I thought, oh, he's been a long time. So I looked down, and he's there holding this ring, and I had no idea. I just thought, oh, his shoes. And I only looked down because he'd been a while, and I could hear him talking, but I couldn't, because it was windy, I couldn't hear what he was sort of saying. And I looked round, and and he was down on one knee with the ring.
Hi, is it Nicola? Hi, I don't know if you remember me from last time, you probably don't.
Oh,
you used this area last time.
Oh, did you? Oh, yes, I do remember you. I remember you now. You had your hair down then?
Yeah, I've just tied it up. It was
yes, I do
flying
remember.
everywhere. How are you?
All right.
Slightly less dramatic circumstances this time.
Yes, thankfully, yes. Not so dramatic.
So last time we were inducing, you were overdue, weren't you? And we were inducing you, and then your placenta decided to come away. And
When I had my daughter, I knew something was wrong. As a nurse, I knew what certain things should be.
Do we know if it's a girl or a boy?
As a boy. She was 2 weeks late, so they broke my water. Unfortunately, her heart rate started to vary a bit, and the pain, I hadn't given birth before, but it wasn't the pain I was expecting to have. It felt completely different, and I started to bleed, and I was bleeding and things, and it all just turned into a big emergency.
Right, so cesarean number 2. So I've looked through the notes, and last time the cesarean itself was actually uncomplicated, and you recovered well from that.
Although I'd love a natural delivery, I had a placental abruption with my daughter, so that resulted in an emergency cesarean, and they said it may well happen again, and I can't get past my due date.
Right, so we've got 5 cesareans today.
Right, yep.
So we're going to try and get as many done as we can this morning.
Okay.
Maybe that is this afternoon, but we'll try.
Okay, that's right.
See you shortly.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you in a bit.
Right, buddy, we're 5th on the list. You have time to come out on your own.
When I got married the first time, I was young. Unfortunately, 18 months later, we were divorced. It just wasn't meant to be. And because I'd already seen the horrid road of marriage, I thought, I'm not doing this again. It's far easier just to be me. But Barry obviously changed that. You know, we've both had crap starts. And now that we're, you know, in our 30s, I think my life is dishing us the good card. And, you know, that's the reason why it's gone so smoothly. He's got 2 boys, I've got 3 children. So this will be the 8th member of our family. Yeah.
Thank you. Wake him up to even better, can't you, darling?
Thank you. Thank you ever so much.